Okay, it's Monday morning. It's about 6:30. I did not do a segment in the car this time because I had fallen asleep in the morning. That's often what happens when it's busy in the evening, and I was fairly busy and steady until about 1 o'clock, and then it got quiet. So, when it gets quiet at 1 o'clock in the morning, I just want to fall asleep. And that's what I did. I was asleep much of the morning. And much of that time in the morning, I got a few calls in between sleeping, but I did a lot of sleeping. And in fact, I was sleeping at... Okay, I think I found the turn. I was sleeping when my shift ended, and I think I slept an additional 10 minutes after that. And when I woke up, I looked at the clock and it was 10 minutes after 6, and okay, I had $300 on anyway, even though I slept away much of the morning. I tried to watch videos, but I watched a few and fell asleep also while watching videos, like I often do. And that was my Sunday night. $300, not bad. Can't complain. Now I'm walking home, and I'll be back tomorrow for another one. Another segment. The time is now 3:51 a.m. It is the Tuesday morning, or the end, or almost the end of the Monday night. And here's what happened. I came to work, and it was quiet. It was a quiet night. It was slow, and it was kind of glacial, really. I went to sleep a number of times, and I watched a lot of video. And I think I had my lease together by midnight. And then I had a couple of trips. There was one guy who forgot his keys in his backpack at work, and he had to get into his building. So I ended up taking him downtown to his place of work, and where he picked up his backpack, and he had the keys to get into the building where he lived. And I had a couple other things like that, and took a couple of people downtown, and then I was watching some more video and sitting there watching video, minding my own business. I started watching this one particular video 3 times, and now the third time, where I had about $160 on, and that was, after 3 I had $160 on. I'm going, this is not very good. So I got sent to this building to pick up this woman at the back door, and she's going to Las Vegas. And I said, well, she just had like a big purse. She didn't have any, just a big purse. And she says, well, I'm going to Las Vegas, and I'm only going for 3 days. And I go, oh, yeah, I was wondering where your luggage was. And she says, well, I'm just going for 3 days. I got a couple light changes of clothing, and that's it. So she's going to take advantage of some package where she gets a free room as long as she gambles, and free room and meal vouchers, and it's a package thing. Spend 3 days in Las Vegas for however much money. So yeah, I wished her a good trip. She gave me $60 for bringing her out here. It was $51.90 on the clock. So I got 220 on, I guess, something like that, which is just fine by me. I am not complaining at all. And I still have, a couple hours to work. I might take some people to work. I might bring someone else out here. That would be all right. And it's been kind of rainy and wet all night long. So, I'll be back tomorrow. This was a quiet Tuesday night. Very quiet. I went to sleep about 7 or 8 times. It went along steadily enough before about 11:30, and I had by 11:30 I had about 140 on, which was okay. Then I had a 2-hour break until 1:30, and now at 5:29 I have just about 200 on, and that's it. So $60 since 1:30. 4 hours, $60, $15 an hour. And yeah, that 2-hour break made a difference. That slowed things right down. Not much else to say. It's kind of raining and yucky out here and not exactly pleasant, and half an hour to go. What can happen in half an hour? They're calling for cars out in the western communities, but by the time I got out there, I'd have to come back to get the car back on time for day shift, because he starts in half an hour, or nominally half an hour. That's about all, really. Don't have much else to report for this morning. 2 more shifts to go. This week. And then I'm going out of town for the weekend. And hopefully I can get this vlog up on just before I leave. Yeah. I'll shut those wipers off because I'm under the roof now. No, shut them off. Damn it. I'll be back tomorrow. The time is now 3:50 a.m. Come on, you. Come on. Come on. He's lurking. Oh, Commissioner Security. All right. As I was saying, the time is now 3:51 a.m. and I just dropped off at the airport. I had a dreadfully slow night. I had 125 on before this call, and $125 is maybe $10 profit after paying the lease on the car and the fuel. $125. Fortunately, this trip got me another 45, so we're up to 170. So 45 and 10. I've got about a $55 profit right now with 170 on with $170. It was a rough night. It was like nothing going on. Sometimes I'd have one trip an hour, sometimes I'd have a trip in an hour and a half, or a trip in 2 hours. But it wasn't steady either. It was like wait an hour, get a little trip, wait an hour and a half, get a little trip, wait an hour and 3/4, get a little trip. It was just torture. So I'm thankful and glad that I got this trip to the airport. Otherwise, the night would have been a total bust. We'd be outside for all night to make $10. That's not right. But it is January, and it's the end of January, and people are hurting for money, and they got their credit card bill for Christmas, and they got their rent to pay, and so it's hurting. And February might be kind of sore too. I'm just glad I've got all my ducks in a row, and I've got some money in the bank to pay the rent, and I'm going away for the weekend. Yeah, been looking forward to this. What's going to happen this weekend? Well, it'll come up next week on my other channel. One more shift to go this week. Get me out of here. It's a zoo this morning. Airport. 4:59 a.m. on Friday morning. Oh, fuck. Forgot my seatbelt. Okay. Back at it. 4:59 a.m. The airport. And I forgot my seatbelt because I'm still in the old school mode where taxi driver gets out, grabs the baggage or grabs the luggage and gives it to the customer and gets back in the car and drives away. And I'm still used to doing that without having to put the damn seatbelt on, because for 26 years of driving cab, I didn't have to wear a seatbelt because we were exempt from that seatbelt law, because we get in and out of the car all the time. And because they added a bylaw to the whole thing that a taxi driver must wear a seatbelt at all times while driving, because of that ride-sharing bullshit that they got going. Can you tell I'm slightly bitter? Well, anyways, this night was a slow, dead one. It was slow. It took me till 1 o'clock in the morning to get my lease on. And then I got a call to a hotel. And it was a hooker that I know. And she hadn't called me in a while, but she used to call me to take her places. Well, this time she called for me to take her somewhere. I took her there, and I said, well, if you need a cab to go back, just call me and I'll be right there. So I found a spot with Wi-Fi that wasn't too far away from where she was going, and it was like a $20 ride, or $25 ride, and mostly what I've been getting was $8 and $9 fares tonight. I think I had one $14 fare, but like I said, it took me till 1 o'clock to get my lease on, and then with her 2 trips there and back, it improved things, because going out there, she was like a $22 fare, but she gave me $30. And then going back, she had to stop on the way somewhere to get something, and that cost more because it was farther away. And when I got her back, it was a $30 fare. She gave me $35. So $65 right there. And then I had a couple other little fares in between after doing that. Now I had one for $55 coming out to the airport, which is just great. And won't this thing focus? It doesn't really matter, because I'm going to say, I hope yours is better than mine. And I'll be back next week.